Should I go to college or should I go into the trades? That seems to come up quite a bit lately because of all the discussion with the student loans and people that are going through college and get out of college and their diploma doesn't seem to be worth as much as they thought going in, or that they take a different direction once they get out of college and don't even use their diploma, and yet they're saddled with thousands upon thousands of dollars of student loan debt. And it seems the next generation coming up about to enter college or making that decision, they're kind of stopping and pausing for a minute and deciding based on what they've been hearing is what to do. Well, let me tell you, my take on it is, if you have a passion, if you've always wanted to be a lawyer, if you've always wanted to be a professor somewhere, if you really loved engineering or something in medical field that you always wanted to be a surgeon, or you wanted to go into some sort of psychology or something that requires those degrees in order to get those professions, yes, college. That's a passion you've been looking for years, and that's the direction you're pretty sure that you want to take. You've researched it, you've done all maybe you know people that are that, and you're going to go into the same profession, and they love it, and you're going to love it, and everything's going to be great. And so I say, yeah, head to college, enjoy your time, get good grades. For the person that isn't quite sure, or maybe is going down that long list of professions where they point to something and say, maybe I'd like to do this, that sounds nice, or maybe that, oh, they make a lot of money. Or if you're not 100% sure looking at those lists of occupations or professions to go into, then let me throw this out to you. Go into the trades and go to college. That's absurd. No, it isn't. You graduate high school, you start focusing on a trade that you would consider going into, and this is not a lifelong decision, or it's not once you decide that's what you got to do the rest of your life. No, this is my suggestion, and this is what I think you should pursue, or at least consider. Find a trade that you think you might enjoy doing, that you would be good at, something that really inspires you to become a professional in that trade, and go into that trade. And what's great about it, you find that trade, you get linked up with an employer, and you show up on Monday morning and you start working, you're automatically making money. You're making money from day one, and at the end of the week, you've done a week's worth of work, put in 40 hours, and you get paid 40 hours. You're generating income from day one. At the same time you talked and found that employer and decided what trade and everything, you're also going to find online classes. You're going to find evening classes. You're going to find classes to take on the weekends, and you're going to sign up for maybe 5 credit hours, 6 credit hours, whatever you think you could handle. If it's some of the easier classes, some of the speech classes, some of the basics that you have to get out of the way anyway, that people are spending $40,000, $50,000 a semester to go take those same classes that you could get credits for, and to make sure that those credits will transfer to the 4-year university so that you can work towards the degree that you're not wasting money on and wasting time on. Start signing up for those basic classes. So what that does, it gets you started working. Day one, hey, I'm working. I don't have to sit around wondering if I'm going to school or if I'm in class. Oh, this isn't what I thought, and I've already spent all this money and I signed on all these loans. You're making money day one, and day one, you open up your laptop or you pull in at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, whatever that time the class starts in the evening, and you start those basic classes to work on your degree that way. I've done that a lot. I've done a lot of evening classes. I've taken weekend classes when certain softwares come into play, new software. I don't have time to learn those software on the job. I will take those classes on the weekend, or I'll take them online. And so if you think about it, if you start out in a trade, most trades are 4-year until you graduate. You get your journeyman's card, and that's equivalent as graduation, because once you get a journeyman in that trade, none of that could be taken from you, and you could go anywhere in the world. I am a journeyman, walk on the project. I have been trained. I have my diploma. My 4-year, or some of the other trades like plumber, electrician, and a sprinkler fitter, maybe 5 years right now. But regardless, that you think about that. You take that same 4 years that you would be in school, racking up all that debt, only to get out with debt and no money to show, and now you have to see if your diploma is going to translate into now making money. So if you follow me so far, then back up with me again. So start those classes as you're working. Those are just basic classes. You haven't picked a major yet. As you're working, you could be looking, hey, I've been talking to this person and that person, and I really like this field. I'm interested in it. Or I'm in the trades and I see all these people up in the office. What are they? Oh, they're the project management. They're the estimators. They're the architects. They're the owners. What does it take to, well, there's construction management. That is a diploma. And so think about it. If you're out in the field doing construction while getting your start and your education, eventually you'll start taking these classes towards, what do I need for construction management? Well, I need certain level of math, certain level of computer skills, things like that. So that's when you can start to focus on it and get the curriculum for, like, say, for instance, Sac State. You could download the curriculum for Sac State, find out exactly what primary classes do you need to take and align with those classes. And so you're out there making money, you're happy, you're learning things, you're building skills that will never be able to be taken from you, that you can take everywhere in the world. But just the benefit of having all those skills, that adds to your bottom line real easy. So if you think about this, just take this consideration. A person, 4-year degree, get out, saddled with heavy student loans, now starting their occupation, their profession, and starting to pay back those student loans and try to build money and build savings from there. And you, in the last 4 or 5 years, have been stacking cash because you're living well below your means. You're focused on your education, you're focused on your future money, and by the time you reach that 5 years, you got fat cash stacked up, you got an education, you got your diploma on the job, and you're pretty close to getting your diploma in whatever degree that you're going for. It could be business management. You could have want to be an architectural degree. You could even work towards a medical degree. And at some point, now that you got up a certain point where you now have to be on site at a campus, you could always call your boss or go in and talk to your boss, say, hey, I've been going this far, and next semester I will need to locate on campus. And he'll say, okay, cool. That sounds great. I'm really happy for you pursuing this. But then when you talk to your boss, you say, I want to be able to, on my time off, if I have spring break, my summer months, my winter break, Christmas break or whatever, I want to be able to call you, and that next Monday morning on my break, I'm going to be at work and I'm going to generate even more money. So now you may have to have some student loans, or look, you've been working for several years already before you have to go into the labs and into the actual be on site on campus for those particular classes. You got the money to pay for it. Go in there and write them a check. How odd is that? That's bizarre. If the school saw you walk in and say, how much for a semester for this? Okay, cool. Here, I'll slide my card, and they'll probably fall over first. So, well, don't you need student loans? Don't you want the government on your back for the next 40 years? Yes, no, I saved up my money. I've been working all this time. You may still be at home. You may be still with mom and dad, and helping them out with some of the money. And of course, you're working around there, right? You're helping. If you're there, you're not laying around on the couch. You're working, building up fat cash, and you're aligning those two graduation times. And now what are you? You got money, you got 2 educations, you got skills, and you have a future. You are a triple threat. Those can't be taken away from you now. Now go and be successful. Then think about it in those terms. I've seen way too many people over my years that are saddled with student loans. I have people on the job site that thought that they wanted to be a veterinarian, that thought that they wanted to go into become a professional makeup artist or beautician or some philosopher or whatever, and have $60,000, $70,000 in loan, and they're out on the job site trying to work and trying to build back from all that lost time and try to feed a family and try to want to buy a house. They want to have a better car, better life and everything, and they're saddled with huge payments on the student loans. And I see it all the time. I see a lot of people that have I talked to a lot of people that had student loans that finally paid them off, and they tell me they never even, they were going to be in some field, and I say, what are you doing this? Well, it didn't work out, or it wasn't what I thought it was. A lot of the young people, they come up to where they're getting ready to graduate high school, and the pressure's on. Everyone's looking at you like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What do you want to be? What direction are you going to take? Well, let me tell you something. You could tell them, well, guess what? I've already made some phone calls, and Monday morning I'm going to be on the job. And are you going to be an electrician? Are you going to be a sprinkler fitter, pipe fitter, welder? What are you going to be? Are you going to do that the rest of your life? Say, no, but I'm going to do it right now. It really intrigues me, and I'm going to get going in that direction, and we'll see. But what that does is it gives you time. It gives you time to think. Pick a trade, show up Monday morning with your lunch packed, your boots on, and a good attitude, willing to learn and willing to work hard. Start stacking cash, sign up for those night classes, sign up for the online classes, sign up for the weekend classes. Get off the social media, no more Candy Crush, focus. Go get a calendar out and flip it up and look up about 5 years from now and mark that date and you just imagine, just focus on that. Imagine where you'll be, because you've been working hard. You don't have time to spend money. You're making money. You don't have time to spend money. Keep driving that same old car and keep wearing those same clothes, just decent clothes. Keep working, and there's your path to success. And stand outside when you see the graduation and the square hats come through, and half of them have that. Start looking at the look they have on their face. They're happy, and now they're scared. And I've seen it. I've watched for it. So anyway, that's something to think about. If you like some of these angles and the way I talk about things like this, I need you to subscribe. I've got a lot to offer, so do the like thing and the subscribe and whatever else, all the other buttons they have on there, but definitely subscribe, and then get on your phone and send this link to everyone else, because they're all going to need it too. Focus on what you have right now to work with, and focus on the future. I think things will work out well. So that's my take. Appreciate you listening to me.